Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I'm just gonna pop the topic of today. Okay, so hi. How are you guys? It's the Valley Wednesday. So this is me, Emily, and I'm coming to you live. I come to you every single Wednesday to be able to share with you, some key tips and tricks, things that could be able to allow you to build a sustainable business and also have a sustainable life. Now, today I'm talking about, challenges that female entrepreneurs face when it comes to world of business. A lot of things that maybe people don't really talk about, a lot of things that many people don't really know, and what's it called? You start to experience this, and in some ways, it kind of adversely affects your business and what you're doing. I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see who's live, who's gonna jump on, so we can make this interactive. And I'm just gonna try and run this over if I jump into a meeting. So now the first one I always talk about is the fact that, as much as there's this whole feminism going on, yes, a lot of women are doing well in business, but there's still this whole aspect of a woman not being taken seriously, generally in life. It's still, the men are still looked at as being a dominant factor in the society, dominant factor in business particularly. So most of the time, if you see a woman that is working really hard, if she's in the company of men, most likely sometimes she's not taken seriously. She has to do a bit more to prove herself. So imagine if a woman and a man does the exact same thing in their business. The man is given the triumph in terms of, oh yeah, he's a guy, he's a business mogul, he's done, he's whatever. But a woman has to do a little bit more in order for her to be able to be taken seriously. And sometimes sometimes for women to be able to prove themselves, they almost become a little bit more bitchy and, mean. And that's not what we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to prove ourselves in terms of, we're trying to be like a man just so we're taken seriously. So I often just recommend this to women, and I say, hi, Nanalicious, thanks for joining in. A lot of women you see, they always say the more successful a woman becomes, the more mean she becomes, more masculine she becomes. I know that a lot of men don't take women seriously when it comes to world of business, but we don't really need to change ourselves. The truth is, I found out that you don't need to prove anything. Back in the days, yes, it was a bit harder, but now we really, really do not need to prove ourselves anymore. If you're running a successful business as a woman and you're doing every single thing that a man can do and you're doing it well, you do not need to prove yourself just for you to stay up there. Now, secondly, a lot of women, particularly myself, it is absolutely ridiculous, and no matter how much we talk about this, hi Ugo, thank you for listening. A lot of women that are strong businesswomen, doing well, we almost get this. A lot of men still look at us like bait. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've been almost sexually harassed. Like, you dress well, you come into a meeting with a man, and he almost just thinks that, oh, you're coming to speak to him about business because he can get something in return before he can offer you that business or that contract, or both of you can partner. It's unfortunate, but the truth is, we women, some of us want to look good, some of us are moms, some of us are wives, but some of us are really good at what we do. Excuse me. So I say this because I know a lot of women out there that have experienced this. Just because you as a man, you're in a position to make a decision, and this is a good looking woman, or even not a good looking woman, whatever, if it's a woman coming to you to have a business with you or a business meeting, they are not a chattel, they're not meat, they're not bait. It might be funny, you might feel like you can make a comment, oh, you're a mom but you don't even look it, or you have lovely legs, or your body's... See, keep it professional. If a woman wants you, trust me, she'll give you all the red signals. But if she doesn't want you and she's there for business, can you just at least treat her with respect? It's unfortunate that so many times women, if they're trying to do a business with a man and maybe he's a known pant, he loves everything in skirts, she almost has to flag another man in between or have to go a meeting with a guy or a man and pretend to be a business partner so she doesn't, become like dates. It's really, really sad. And sometimes you go for a networking event or launches or meetings, and then you hand out your business card, and when you try to reach out to them or try to reach out to you, they come with another angle. It becomes almost sexual. Like, come on, I gave you my card at a business meeting. It was business. If I gave you my card and I wanted to just get a quickie on the side with you, I most likely would have written it on there and I would have made that clear. So a lot of women, just because they're trying to get through the business, I remember one time getting a business appointment with a top guy, and he asked me, let's go and have a meeting. And we sat there, let the business meeting start, and I was shocked as what was coming out of his mouth. And I'm just asking myself that, really, you think that I would, get into all of that just because you can afford to give me a business deal worth millions? Really, how much do you think I'm worth? What kind of respect do you have for me to even offer or say something like that? So what I'm saying is that a lot of women almost feel upset. Yes, I felt upset, but then I realized that the truth about it is, when it comes to the world of business, especially if you're a woman that likes to take care of yourself, you will be seen as meat by a lot of men. They're going to pass those irritating, stupid comments. There's going to be a lot of sexual harassment towards you. Now, you keeping it professional and laying it down on the table and saying, this is not what I'm here for. I'm very sorry, but that box to be able to maybe do the extra that other women might be forced to do just because they need something to happen. You need to just understand that it's going to happen and make it clear. Like, I would never, yes, I'm married, but even if you're not married, I always make sure I lay it down, whether it's as a joke or whether they feel uncomfortable, I say it, The business is business. If they try and be funny, can I call you late? Oh, I'm sure if I call you late, maybe your husband is going to be upset. I'm going to say he's going to be upset because I'm a married woman. This is business. It has nothing to do with pleasure. If I'm interested in pleasure, I'm going to say it. Now, whether or not they take it or they take it in a wrong way, some men are pretty professional, but some are so unprofessional. And it's very unfortunate that the more wealthy they are, I'm not trying to throw like a general box here, but I'm saying the wealthier they are and the more they have less women in their life that are doing well, they think of you as a meat. So don't get offended if, I remember one of them saying something to me like, you are too beautiful. Why are you stressing yourself? Like, I can sign a check and this will be done. And in my head, I'm thinking, I've worked so hard. I've come this far. I don't think any check you're going to write me is going to be worth every single thing I put in, And I just said to him, anytime when you feel like you need to do business, but if you need to do pleasure, find somebody who's less worthy than me to do that with. So why am I saying this? That women, be ready. It's going to come. But then you need to compose yourself and be ready for your reply and just keep going. Now, another thing that we women struggle with is, particularly if you have a boyfriend or you're a mom and you have a husband, it's a tough balance. They say work-life balance. Almost, the truth is, it's almost borderline impossible. Because there's going to be days when you're feeling guilty. For example, you have the business meeting and maybe your husband has a business meeting, but then your kids have a recital in school. Now, maybe your husband can be able to shift his meeting to attend that recital, but they don't expect him to do that. They expect you, the woman, to do that. It almost feels like you're a bad mom if you decide to go for your business meeting rather than attending your child's recital, which your partner or your husband could be able to do what? Attend. So I've understood the fact that I tell women, don't feel guilty. See, you are a mom. You already have those children. You wish the best for them. If at a point in life you have to make some business decisions and stand by it, just do it. It's a sacrifice. You're not going to... I don't try and be... woman of the year or mother of the year. I try and be me to the best of my ability and give my children the best and my spouse the best. So sometimes women, we are required to make certain sacrifices. Even some of us, just because we can't find maybe that job or that career that fits into the box of being able to be a good mom, we tend to sit at home. because they can't ask the man to sit at home. It is required of the woman. So work-life balance, when you're an entrepreneur, sometimes you need to hustle, you need to grind, but then you have your children and you have your spouse you need to take care of. They don't want to hear that, I need to work a bit late tonight because I need to make this happen. Sometimes it's a painful decision, and I've had to do it sometimes. I'm like, I need to be away for 2 days. You guys can either survive or, tough. Because the truth is, not because you don't love them, is as a woman, they don't realize that you have to do certain things also to be able to build a successful business. So if you're a woman, scrap out the guilt. You don't need to feel guilty. Now, people make you feel like a bad mom or a bad wife because it's expected of you to always be there, always be available, sacrifice your business or your career in order to be able to be in that box of a good wife or a good mom. You don't have to. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Just understand that it's part of the struggles. That's the hustle. That's where we find ourselves. Another one is also the cultural background, the barriers. There's an expectation on the woman. Your husband is supposed to provide for you. It's so funny. I remember the day I took my husband out, I already planned to pay. After the bill, then they go to him. First of all, when we walked in, it was more like, well done, Oga, good afternoon, Oga. The praises and everything goes to the man. And then after that day, they gave him the bill. And I'm like, you see, I genuinely brought you out here to take you out, but the world and the society we live in has accepted that the man has to do everything. The man is the breadwinner. The man is this. The man is that. So even if you, in your home right now, you worked so hard, you put in so much. I'm not saying disrespect your husband. Please don't get me wrong. All I'm saying is, just because you might be doing so much more, you might even be more successful than your husband, do not expect the praise. It's still going to go to your husband. Just accept it. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. You might be the breadwinner, but you're not going to be called the breadwinner. If you look good, they always say, your husband is trying. They never give you that credit. That is part of the hustle. That is part of the things that we see as female entrepreneurs. Now, finally, is giving yourself the credit. Many of us don't give ourselves the credit because the credit is constantly taken away from us. I remember last week was particularly really rough for me, trying to get everything in place. I haven't just had a staff that just left impromptu. But I had to stop for 1 second and give myself credit. I'm just like, girl, you work hard. You're doing well. You don't need anybody to tell you you are doing well. You are good enough. So a lot of us women, we won't give ourselves enough credit because everybody keeps prompting the man up. Like if a man does one thing and a woman does the exact same thing, they don't get the same praise. And that's why a support system is good. I always tell women, unfortunately, a lot of women pull each other down instead of building themselves up. But if you can find a circle of people that you trust, a circle of people that can give you the support you need, you can be able to do or get that praise. Praise yourself, prop yourself, give yourself the accolades that you deserve. Because the truth is, you might not get it from anywhere else. So these are the 5 challenges. I don't know if anybody here, see, I'm not being feminist, but the men, you can feel free to comment also, but I always want to hear from anyone. What are a few challenges if you're running a business or even if you have a career that you're experiencing right now, being as a woman? And I'm just going to run through this for the people that just jumped in. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it down in the comment section. So I mentioned, first of all, being taken seriously. A lot of us women are not taken seriously, even if we're doing millions and millions ton of business or our business is worth millions. It doesn't matter. You still get into a room of men. When it comes to business, it's mostly male dominated, and we're still struggling for that women power, girl power, whatever it is. And then secondly, sexual harassment. A lot of us women, we get to receive all kinds of rubbish. We get sexual advances made towards us just because we're trying to build a business, which on a normal day it wouldn't happen with a man. I'm not saying men don't get sexually harassed, but I'm just saying that for a lot of women, it's more rampant. Instead of them looking at you as a business person, they see you that, look at this beautiful woman trying to bring a proposal to me, trying to do business with me, trying to reach out there for the hustle. So another one is, I also say, is being able to do that balance between being a mom, being a wife, and being a successful entrepreneur. Sometimes it's hard, but you need to know that life is about sacrifices. Sometimes, yes, you need to make sacrifices. Don't feel guilty about it. It doesn't make you a bad mom or a bad wife or a bad person. It just simply means that you've understood that there is a balance in life. You know, I mean, a man can jet off for a week, a month, because he has to build his business. But if a woman does that, they say he has abandoned his children and he's abandoned her home. So you need to understand that there's certain times you might have to make that tough decision. Don't beat yourself up. Don't listen to what anybody is saying. If you're doing it for the right reasons, then it's okay. Now, finally, is giving yourself some credit. You know, the credit sometimes might not be given to you. You need to go get it. Give it to yourself. Find a support system of other women or other business people that respect what you're doing, and pop yourself up. Because the truth is, some of us women work so hard, yet we don't have any confidence. We have absolutely zero self-confidence because nobody is cheering us on. Nobody's telling us that you're doing a great job. You know, nobody's, you know, giving us that respect that we really need. So that's pretty much it. Like the 5 things a lot of people don't talk about and women struggle with deep down, female entrepreneurs. That's what this video is, just to tell somebody that the truth is that you're a woman. It doesn't limit you. You can do anything you set your mind to. That you're a mom, that's not your only certificate. That you're married, that's not your only certificate. You can be a mom, a wife, and a kick-ass businesswoman. I say that to myself every day, and the honest truth is, I've already seen that be, you know, happening and getting achieved. A lot of women are doing it. There's no difference between you as well. So just get against the odds and keep on moving. Okay, so I don't know if anybody has any question before I log off. And I hope you guys learned something. If you got something from this, share this with other people who this might potentially be able to encourage. Because I have to be honest, and this is a personal experience. The very first time, you know, I hear about it, but yeah, while I was single, that's fine, you know, and just like guys, you know, that's the way they behave. While I was married, and clearly this man knows I'm married with 2 children, and we're talking about business, and I go and he just washes me down like, I can write you a check. Like, why you, like, really? This is your business, I can buy it with a twinkle of an eye. And I just look at him with so much anger. But then I realized, and I just said to myself, you know what, I'll never do business with men. But the truth is, they're my best paying clients. So why would I use because of one pig and completely shut that door? What I did was to learn how to manage them. What I mean by this is, you need to build up a wall that they, as soon as they're trying to become unprofessional, you cut it off. Like, listen, sir, are you interested in business, or I'm moving on? So, but now I had to learn how to do it. The first time it happened to me, I was like, okay, how do I handle this? So some of us also have found ourselves in those circumstances that we don't know how to deal with it. Some people are even pressured so much that they get themselves involved in things that on a normal day they wouldn't. I don't feel you should. You should also realize that you are worth more than this. There are way more better men out there that appreciate women, that are willing to do business with them. Don't see them as an object or a little fickle thing they can play with or have to sleep with or sexually harass, in order for them to be able to open the doors of opportunity to them. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been of value. So it's me, Auli Enemo, your business coach, and what I do every single Wednesday is I try and bring you value, something that can help you in your business and in your life also. And if you have any questions, just slide into my DM and drop it, and I'll try and deal with that next Wednesday. Okay, guys, so take care and have a lovely, lovely, lovely rest of your Wednesday. Ciao.